Welcome to Allen's Day, everybody. Beautiful day here in northeast Wisconsin. Can't beat it for first part of May. My wife Jean's out riding with one of her friends, brought their rig over and brought their horses. They're out riding. I gotta go in the garage and work on such a beautiful day, but it's got to be done, and I somewhat enjoy it, but don't tell my wife that. We've done this walk once or twice before here. Walk to the garage, open the door, turn the lights on, and see what we got going on for projects here. I know I had mentioned that I was working on the Pete. I do have a video coming up here about changing out the exhaust manifold gaskets on here. Ran into some problem with some broken bolts. Same old, something to do here. So, well, let me get you in and show you what we got for this evening's project here. We are working on Crusty, the Jeep, the 99 Cherokee. He got that nickname from my wife. I think it's stuck. Everybody calls it Crusty now. So tonight's mission, we've got to get some power to the lights, fog lights, and some backup lights, and some extra interior power in there for a few USB plugs on there. And the best way to do this that I found is one of these kits. It's off of Amazon. This happens to be a 6-gang switch panel. They've got 8-gang panels for a little bit bigger project. But what it is, let me show you the components. I started working on here last night to get it set in place. So what it is it comes with this panel right here with relays in here. It's got your fuses, panels. You run power to it. So I took and I ran the power all the way around over to the battery here. You got it bolted directly into the battery. And then the only thing that you need is a trigger wire, and that's what this little orange wire is. So the only tying into the system you have is getting this red wire on a key-on circuit, and then as soon as you do that, you'll have power to this panel here. Well, let me get you inside and show you what I did inside. Well, I just heard my wife coming back in. And there is my lovely wife, Jean. She was out trail riding. And her friend over there, Sue, is back over there. So they got their riding time in for today. Back to the garage for me. So on the inside, I'll show you where I put the panel on this Jeep here. It fit pretty decent in here. What it is, it's a touchpad that sits right here, and once you turn the key on, it'll turn power on here, and you can run up to 6 different circuits on a switch there. So I got that set up in there. Some other work I did, I put the transmission gauge up here, and I have to run power to that, so I'll run power over to the fuse panel over there too, just so I'm not tying into the rest of the Jeep here. Mission for now is I got to put a USB plug here and on the back side. So that's my mission right now. So let me get that started, get the USB plugs in there, get that wired up, and then move on to lights. In the plastic, I used an 1 1/16" hole saw, and then I just used my deburring tool to sneak up on it. Just, you don't want the hole big. You want a sort of a real snug fit. So, well, let me get this installed and wired up, and we're gonna be good to go. I've got one on the back side here too. I'll show you when I get her all done. Well, here's what I got so far. I have got some 14-2 coated wire. I prefer that over just running bare strands of wire anytime I have a chance. Put some end connectors on. Now you got to be careful when you're putting these plugs in here. There is a positive and a negative, and they are marked. If you look really close on there, you can see that they're marked. But check that to make sure you got the right direction. Don't forget to put on a connection like this, to put the connection nut on there, so that you get, when you put this together, you can put it in there. So a little more about the plugs I'm putting in there. This is a double USB port for the back. That's going to go back behind the seat here. I've got that thing right there. And for the front, I've got a single USB port, and then this turns into a volt gauge right here in the middle, and then there's a USB-C port up on the top for the more modern stuff. So there'll be plenty of plugs in here, and Crusty's going to be into the modern world here. So I'll get this all hooked together, get some power to it, and move on to the next phase of this electrical project. USB plugs are in. One in the front, one in the back. Worked out pretty good. Now to power these USB plugs up, key on and push this little button right here. That sends power to the panel, and then I hit the auxiliary switch, is the label that I choose. And right here is the USB plug with the volt gauge on there. So that's off the list. Now let me start running wires. Pretty straightforward for the light bar, fog lights, and rear light shed. I'll use that same 14-2 wire. It's got all the connectors, heat shrink, dielectric grease wired up, and we're gonna all be set. So now it's time to get it up on the hoist and run some wires underneath it. I'll bring you back when everything is done. We'll turn some lights on. Tonight's Jeep project is done. It better be done because it's getting loaded on the trailer tomorrow, and it's heading back down to Tennessee. We've got a holiday home down there, and there's plenty of Jeep territory. Got the backup lights, and the control panel is right there. Got the USB ports, one in the front and one on the back for the passengers, and got the light bar. Oh, I got one light I gotta check and see it's why it's not working there. I should have checked it before. Well, now before I seal it up, I'll spray some WD-40 on the electrical panel. That's what I do. I don't know if you should be doing that, but it's been working for me. It keeps the some of the corrosion off there if you get water up in there, especially if you're doing some Jeep type stuff. So let me get this thing sealed up here. One last thing, we need to talk about ground lugs. What I did with this panel here is I have a ground lug set up, and I put ground lugs on everything. So this bolts between whatever piece of plate and then you'll put all your electrical connectors between there, just like I have them here, and that way you got a good solid ground on there. It's very important that you've got a good ground. Little note for Jeeps, they've got one extra access hole in the firewall there. Pull the plug off there, I get all my wires through. I'll seal it up around there a little bit. This is a good location for the Cherokee for this fuse panel. I made an aluminum bracket that comes down, around, and a single bolt right there in the front. So it's good and solid, out of the way. Done. And it's still light out. So I have time to clean the shop up a little bit and then go take a walk out to the park. I'll show you a little glimpse of what my park looks like and where I go in the evenings until after dark most of the time. So see you out in the park in a little bit. Time to take a walk to the park. Come on with me. More project. Wood. More wood. And I just drug all the deadfalls out of the woods last night before the grass gets too thick and the ticks start going out there. Not a project. That's gone. As soon as I find somebody to take it off my hands for me. But heading out to the park. Well, we made it out to my park. Got trails going that way that I'm working on yet. Work in progress. Got to make a loop to go all the way around. I got my trail going over the water. This has been a work in progress right here for probably about almost 45 years. I've been digging this thing out and then letting the water go through. Otherwise, it was just a swamp out here. Work in progress. And this is the beach park because we got beach frontage. We got one chair and it's my park because it says so right there. And then here's the other park. Like I need another project, but I enjoy coming out here, cutting brush, cleaning it up, planting trees. I gotta make my path a little bit better yet. Got my fire pit. Haven't started any fires in there yet. When it gets a little cooler, my recycled bench I got out of the recycle center. Another project. You're starting to notice a theme here that I got a lot of projects going on, which is a good thing. So, well, thanks for sticking around, working on the Jeep and taking a look at my park. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching Alan's Day. Life is about making choices. Some things are already perfect. Some things you may choose to upgrade. This channel will show you both. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks again.